Hey YouTubers, I did a video the other day on putting a tail light and a headlight on my bike, and I got to thinking the brake light's more important than any of them, or at least daytime it is. There's the tail light. It's a 68 Dodge or 68 Plymouth Valiant fender marker light. First year for the fender marker light. Headlights off of a Pooch, however you want to say it. It's off of a foreign moped. What I'm using for my brake light switch, same thing I use for my kill switch. I think I haven't got the light turned on here. But anyway, these little metal straps are the things that go up in the back of a aluminum picture frame and hold the glass up to the frame. I'll flatten them out and bend them accordingly. Insulate the handlebar with tape first, then either solder a wire to them, or in this case I ground it down skinny and plugged a spade connector on it that I wrapped in that self-vulcanizing tape that sucks down watertight. I've got the wire ran down to the back. I've got a fuse holder for that one that's not plugged on yet, since I haven't quite finished it up. I'm going to shut this off and then turn it back on in a minute. But that fuse holder, the red one, is for the brake light only. The other one is for the headlight and tail light, which are darn bright. I'll turn the tail light on and show you. I don't know that the camera's picking it up, but the tail light is bright. And they're 6-volt bulbs. I've got a bulb out of a video game that I'm going to use in it for the brake light. I'm going to get out here in the light where you can see this thing, hopefully. We'll just do it right here. This socket is out of the Plymouth Valiant 1968. I put a hose clamp around it. I ground a little groove in the hose clamp for my bent wire so it ain't going to scoot around. And I broke one of the cardinal rules. When I bent my loop for the bolt that's going to go under the seat clamp, I bent it counterclockwise, but I'd already bent the loop before I bent the wire, so it's my mistake. Do as I do, not as I say pertains here. You're supposed to always bend a loop clockwise, just as you do in electric wiring. So if anything, it sucks down tighter instead of trying to squirt it out. But this is tempered wire, harder than you know what to bend, so it's not going to squirt out. Plus I'm going to have a flat washer on each side. But I use a 64 Chevy dash light socket, which are plastic. They're not grounded by the casing. They're grounded by that yellowish wire. So that yellow wire will go up to my ground wire on the handlebar. The black wire on the center of the bulb will be the hot. It'll go down to that fuse. And whenever I pull in on the brake, your thumb's right there at that little switch. You just pull in on the brake, mash that switch, and you got brake light. I thought about rigging one to work by the lever, but hey, this is going to work fine. I'll know how to use it. It'll work out great. I use them little dash light sockets out of the oil light, the ones that are insulated like I'm showing you, for poor man's testers. They make a darn good little continuity tester. When you're working up under a dash or under a hood and need to know if a wire is hot or not, or need to know if a bulb is good, just take you a battery, put that in the line and in the loop. If it lights up, you know you're good to go. And you can always test your tester by just touching it on the 2 posts of the battery. I'm going to shut this off a second, and I'm going to put the light back in the bike, and I'll make sure it works. Okay, back in business. Let's see now. There we are. Now that's a 6-volt bulb out of a video game in that Plymouth Valiant's fender marker light socket. And this is as soon as I pull up on the brake, I mash with my left hand. It's just natural when you got your hand on here, your thumb's right there, so I'll mash the thing right as I push on the brake lever. I'll have brake light. So headlight, tail light, brake light, no charging system. It's a constant loss. But it's a battery out of one of those little Barbie car things. Not my wife Barbie's car, but a little plastic piece of junk car. But they go a long time pulling a person drawing a lot of amps, so it ought to go for a real long time with just a headlight bulb and occasional brake light bulb and a tail light. There's my head and tail. Doesn't show up real good in the camera's light, but it does in real life. So that's one more. I feel a little safer getting out and going because I ride out to lunch almost every day on a bike if it's dry and if I feel good. It's relaxing. Plus, I like to brag about all the rigging on it. But all this stuff's on John Wade on YouTube. There's the prize. Just got me a Whizzer motor, another one. John Wade on YouTube. Thanks for watching, folks. I'm having fun. Bye-bye.